Yo, welcome to PBS. It's your boy Lee Blanco, the Philly Ball Show. And for sure, it's week 3, but before we get into that and watch that game, and I want to give you the week 2 recap and how I felt about the Eagles. And how do you feel about the Eagles? Are we still the team to beat? Even though Giants are 2-0, I still feel like we're right there. And I can't wait for this weekend to see how things will unfold. But in my mind, the Philadelphia Eagles still has a valid contendership within the division. I mean, New York is 2-0, and so are we. But we'll see this week when the New York go against the Washington Redskins, and we go against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Although our team that we're going against is much tougher, I feel like we got a good chance if we match up fairly well with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers, because we're both defensive heavy, and they may have the edge on quarterback, but Roethlisberger is also careless at times. So, although you get that experience edge, anything can happen. And the way that we've been putting pressure on the quarterback, I foresee greatness within this next game. And I expect for the Philadelphia Eagles to shock the nation on what they thought we can do and what I knew we can do from week 1, before week 1 even came into play. And now that we have a quarterback that's passionate, willing to put it on the line, I know that this will be a very successful season. Whether we make it to the Super Bowl or to the NFC Championship, we will be there in the end. And then they'll be like, well, who? No one predicted it. But yes, they did. Because I'm telling you right now that I predicted it. I mean, even from the beginning, just based off of our defense and our special teams, I felt like we had a core way to win games. Because even last year, even though we gave up so many yards and it was so bad on our defense, it was out there forever. I saw a glimpse of takeovers and, keeping the game close and, giving us a shot, even with being on the field for a million minutes. And then when it comes to special teams, they was creating turnovers, they was scoring. So this year I see nothing different. I just see that with another quarterback that's passionate about football, we can make things happen. And seeing as how we operated within the first 2 weeks, the game plan looks very feasible. And the best part about it, the NFC East is not that strong. It really isn't. So we got a chance in our division. And we'll show you how we operate this week against the Pittsburgh. I mean, that's what other better test than that. I won't even have to talk or say how good the Eagles are, because it'll show. I mean, when we win that game, everyone's going to be like, oh, dang, the Eagles, they're going to be talking about it for us. And so I just want to, touch upon that. But this week's past game against the Chicago Bears, in the beginning it was really tight. I mean, they missed an opportunity. We missed some opportunities. But the game was really close. And I definitely give it up to the defense for keeping it in there tight, not folding when we wasn't being able to get off the scores like we wanted to. And, Doug Peterson just kept with his game plan. He ran it 4 times. He ran it 4 times in the red zone. He made sure that we got the score. In the past, even though Andy Reid protege, he would have threw it 3 times and, whatever, and probably like a quarterback sneak. And then that's why his offensive red zone was so poor. But Doug, he was down there within the 5-yard. He ran it once. He ran it again. He ran it again, and he ran it, and we got in there. That says a lot. Take it off your quarterback. Take the pressure off of him. Allow the team to score, and then he made a little small pass in there later. But excellent approach to the game, allowing the defense and the special teams to maintain field position, play the chess game, and then when you wear them out, hit it down their throat, man. And that was exactly the type of game plan that we had. And Carson Wentz, did you see his gameplay? Did you see how when he got knocked down, he was right back up with a smile. When people was missing perfect passes, he smiling still at it. That's the type of fire that fuels success. And I don't want to, I don't know if you forgot, but the Philadelphia Eagles are 6-0 this season, including the preseason. So we haven't lost a game. We haven't had the opportunity to taste defeat at all. And with that being said, we're just breeding more winners. Like, we're cultivating that sense of winning within the organizations. So, I mean, and when you think about the Pittsburgh, yeah, the Pittsburgh may feel a little entitled in this game because they have some of their players, but in the preseason we did beat the Pittsburgh, and I know it was the backup or the third string backup, and it wasn't the 18. But with that being said, when you combine all our players, and we play a team game for the 60 minutes that's on the field, I think that we have an excellent shot of taking down the Pittsburgh. And then what we can do is we can check back and see Stephen A on Monday and Max and all of those pundits out there and see how, have them explain how, why, what transpired. But what transpired was basically simple football. X's and O's, offense and defense and special teams. But the one thing that they can't account for is the heart of a team and a city that's been beleaguered, that's looking for a way. And the Philadelphia is that team. And I feel like with Doug, he gets it. Carson gets it. The defense gets it. The special teams players, they get it. So we going to get this win, man. That's my prediction for this upcoming week. And I predict a couple of other things. I predict that the Washington Redskins will beat the Giants. They're 0-2. It's a division game. They haven't had much success so far this season. But Kirk Cousins doesn't completely suck. And Josh Norman is completely hyped up. So with all the chips on the line this week, if they want to make a division run, if they even have a glimpse of what I thought they could be, this would be the week to set the standard. This would be the week where they say, listen, we're not going to fold. We're the Washington Redskins. We've had our mistakes. We found our stride. And I think that the Washington will find their stride. They will beat the Giants. And we, as in the Philadelphia Eagles, will be the sole undefeated team in the NFC East. Mark my words. Put it in the book. Write a check. Brother, look. It's your boy Lee Blanco, man. That's my predictions for the week. That's the week 2 recap, man. Stay tuned to football this week. Let me know how you feel. Is Philadelphia real? Do you love Carson Wentz like I love Carson Wentz? Or you think we should go back to trash for them Bradford? Oh my goodness, trash for Bradford. I forgot to bring. They won. They beat the Green Bay Packers. That's awesome. That's awesome, but they lost AP. So that sucks for them. But, good job, Bradford. Good job, Carson Wentz. That's the Philly Boy Show, Subscribe, like my